All right, so guys, we're back in here, and you'll see price has been in a rising wedge on the futures for quite a while now, right in the center of it. Exactly. So bullish morning here, 2,900, right at some resistance. See if it can move up, kind of right between that 2720-ish area up to 2730, so right around here, 29, or actually 2,900, 2,917. See if it can move up and continue. So that's a decent, encouraging sign here. And YouTube now decides to work today. Ah, goodness gracious, huh? Everything wants to work today now for some reason. So welcome to people on YouTube. If you weren't getting on earlier today, we're having, of course, some technical difficulties. So let me just do this. Because it's showing we're live on YouTube now. Not sure why the, there we go. All right, so let's take a look finally at some stocks. So we'll see possible bullish day here going on right now, which is good, very encouraging. What's up, Creed? How's it going, by the way? Let's take a look at BLIN on Trade Ideas. Excuse me. Actually, I want to look at Gogo real quick from the watch list. Gogo is kind of has a sideways inverse head and shoulders ish pattern. You can see right around $5. See if it can break above. Might have a chance to go up. You'll see some resistance right around $5. If you can get above the 520s area, you have some right around the 549-ish area. What's up, Chris? How's it going, buddy? So I'm gonna keep an eye on Gogo right now. Still good. Still kicking until 3 p.m. Friday. That's when they said the floods. That's not good, man. Are you down in Carolinas, Creed? Let's take a look at Blin, by the way. Blin. Hey, look at that pump and dump. Garbaccio. Pumping and dumping. Yeehaw, look at that one, huh? Right up there, pre-market. So pre-market high is 138. It's dumping right now. We'll have to see. I mean, it's obviously has a history in pumping and dumping. This one might have a chance to get a pump today. Let's draw our trend line right up over in here. It's kind of... I'll redraw. I'll give it a little bit for right now. So Blin, we'll keep an eye on it. It's not looking so hot right now, but we'll keep an eye and see if it can hold the moving average lines and get a pump up. Obviously, again, history of pumping and dumping, so this one might have some action today. What's up, my bear? All right, Gern. Heard you guys chatting about Gern a little bit earlier today. Let's take a look at this one. Hey, by the way, you guys on YouTube, we do most of our chatting in our trade rooms. So I'll do my best to look down. I open it up for you guys today because I'm being nice. Being nice for you guys. And if you're not a member of our trade room yet, not sure why you haven't joined yet. Cup here, big cup on Gern, 668. You have some support here, pumping up hugely this morning. Right up here to 764-ish area. Right up there. So you can see some support at that 668. Pre-market high, 764. Definitely going to keep an eye on this one right here. So Gern is going to be a watcher. And let's take a look at looking at trade ideas. Good old GNC, huh? Let's take a look at GNC, see what's going on that one. GNC is getting a little pump pre-market. Pre-market high around 353 right now. This one's moving up. You can see kind of possible reversal going. Let's go to the hourly. This one, some support right around that 330s. Go up to the daily. Might be getting a pump out of this descending triangle. Connect the trend lines right over in here. Might be breaking out of this downwards. Kind of like you can see, it's kind of a descending triangle-ish or a falling wedge-ish pattern. So this one might be getting a pump right here this morning. You'll see, look at the daily, 314. Yeah, so it's getting above the moving average line. So this one might have a little bit of a run up today. 370s to 380s, right around that 200 SMA. So we'll keep an eye on this one as well, GNC. Cron, what's Cron look like today? Let's see. Goliath, we will take a look and see. Glad you liked the video, the viral iPhone. Cron, looking like some Garbaccio. Or, I don't know. Look at that crazy looking pattern, huh? Ay, ay, ay. That's a bunch of garbage. It's messy. So right now I'm kind of looking and keeping an eye on Gern, Blinn, and Gogo. Gogo might be a sleeper above $5. Let me see. AMD, yeah, let's take a look at AMD. AMD's still moving up. I'm gonna, for market open, I'm gonna keep an eye on. I do like Gogo right now to see if we can get above $5. I like to do a combination of ones from our watch list and one from Trade Ideas. Guys, if you haven't taken a look at our watch list, if you look at our results every week, right over here, go over to our categories and our trade alerts results. You'll see here we have like pretty much 90% plus ratio every week. I mean, just pick some random week over here and see, and you'll see our alerts go off. Oh, that was a bad. See that? That was a 78% week, so that was bad. That's like probably one of our worst weeks is 78%. Let's look here at 817. 87. And we'll look at one more and then we'll watch the open. 97%. So as you guys see, I mean, 80% or above. We're hovering usually around high 80s, 90%. So guys, our trade alerts go off like crazy. So that's why it's good to have a combination of our trade alerts that we send out each night with our watch list, as well as trade ideas, to have a good combination of both, because sometimes everybody gets distracted by what's on trade ideas and then they'll miss other moves. So that's why we keep our watch list up right here with our trade alerts, as well as trade ideas. So gonna keep an eye on Gogo over here. Want to see if this can get above $5, maybe doing kind of an ascending triangle. Not much volume, that's okay. Want to see if it can get above $5, hold, and if the volume will come in. And we'll look at Gern over here. And Gern has kind of got a symmetrical triangle-ish pattern going on. So we'll see if it can break out of that symmetrical triangle-ish. I like to say ish because it's not perfect right here. It's kind of slanting downwards. And for those of you guys that are still lurking on Facebook or on YouTube for free, you can come and join us now. We still have a trial going on to come and join us. So come and join us. We do our trading each day in our trade rooms. And yeah, come and join us. Look over here on Gogo. See if it's going to creep up to that $5 range. Slowly starting to build some volume. I want to see it break out above $5 and hold. If so, then we have... Let's see, between that 520-ish range to that 550-ish range. So it might have some chance to move if it can get above $5. But you guys, if you're new and you're watching right now, you gotta be careful trading at the market open, right? You gotta give the candles a few minutes to shake out, let the bulls and bears duke it out, fight it out a little bit, get a little bit of pattern going, so that way you could not get fake out. A lot of times a stock might go and break above 5 really quick for one candle and dump right back down. That's why we got to play these patterns. Patterns, right, guys? You guys know that. Can I look at... Let's see, look up the theme song. I can look at Xbit in a bit. Hold on. Maybe I'll look at that in 1 second. So keep an eye right here on Gogo. See if $5 will hold. Guys, this is an example of, again, nobody's paying attention to Gogo, right? It was on the watch list from last night. Not saying it's going to, hold above $5 and continue, but just to show you guys, a lot of times everybody's staring over here at the ones on Trade Ideas, and you miss the moves from the watch list. Right now, Gern is struggling right now. So right now, see if this $5 will hold, get some volume, and push up above $5. Let me take a look at Xbit right now for you. Gern is looking a little bit shaky right now. Xbit, it's got kind of like a bear flag-ish thing going on the daily. See if we can get above. You still got this. You got the 9 EMA right here, the 13, and then the 20 right there. Lots of overhead resistance. Let's take a look at the hourly. Possible. Kind of has an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern on the hourly. It's just looking very shaky at the moment. Gern is still looking shaky. So at this point right now with Gogo, when it got above $5, now it's kind of a little bit shaky right now. See if it can hold here, possibly building an ascending triangle or a flat top to see if it can get above that 502 range. So at this point with Gogo, slowly building volume. Want to see it hold $5. See if it can break above that 502 area right here. There you go, like that. So now see if this can, at this point now, keep an eye on it for possibly riding the 9. Watch for the pullback, see if it'll hold a bull flag and possible continuation up, or if it forms a tweezer tops and fails $5. So you'll see $5 very important support area. And let's go back to the daily. So kind of watch between this 520-ish area. If it can get above 520 or 517-ish area, then probably about that 550-ish area would be next up. So keep an eye on Gogo here. I'm going to go over to... Let me take a look at SRTS. I see that was hitting Trade Ideas earlier. Nope. Don't like that pattern. Yeah, Gern, let's take a look. So Gern is, yep, failing previous. Let's go back to the daily. Gern dumping off of previous resistance right around that 660-ish area. Gern's not looking so hot. Gogo slowly climbing. So 5-minute candles formed on Gogo already, so don't be surprised if it pulls back here a little bit. You'll see kind of a big flag pull up. Now you got to watch here on a 5-minute, see if it can form a little bit of a flag, right? Pull back here for continuation, or got to see if it's going to dump. So you can see high of day 508, support around $5. So now you got to see if it's going to go and break above that 508 and continue, or if it's going to tweezer top and fail over here. But again, you know, $5 is a very good, you know, stop loss area. Again, we teach people, guys, we don't encourage you to enter stop losses into a system. We encourage training yourself to do mental stops, right? Get in and out of positions yourself. Don't put orders into the system. You have to teach yourself. If you're like, I don't know how to do that, I don't have the motions to do that, well, then you have no business trading, right? If you can't teach yourself discipline on when to get in and out of trades, then you have no business trading. You have to teach yourself how to overcome your emotions. So that's why we teach you guys, have, again, proper risk management on every trade, at least 2-to-1 profit loss ratio on every single trade. And, you know, if the trade goes against you, cut your losses. It's important to pull the trigger yourself. Very, very important. You'll see Gogo still slowly moving up here. So now at this point, want to see it hold that 508 area. Let's see what else we got here. Gern looks crappy. Blinn looks like garbaccio. Let's look at EVR I. Let me do this. There we go. So EVR I is slowly moving up. You can see pre-market high had about 930. Right up in here. This one's slowly grinding up. Let's look at the daily. Oh, look at that. That had kind of a big inverse head and shoulders-ish breakout. Let me do this. So you can see some previous resistance, now support right around that 903 range right here. So keep an eye on EVR I. This one might be starting to break out. Let's look at the weekly. Wow. Cup and handle-ish. Inverse head and shoulders right over here. Let's look at the monthly. Gogo still moving. Keep an eye on that 517-ish resistance. Oh, man. EVR I might be nice. Look, another inverse head and shoulders on the monthly. Right here on the monthly. Look at right over at that 520, guys. Hope you're paying attention. Inverse head and shoulders on the weekly on EVR I. And right here. Guys, patterns, 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 patterns. Good breakout on a daily chart. You have a breakout on a possible weekly and a possible monthly right here. Inverse head and shoulders-ish area. Need to see this, what is it, 905-ish area hold. Let's go into the 5-minute. So had a nice move up here. Now it's showing a bit of shakiness here, right? Moved up real quick. Has to get above that 950-ish and then that pre-market high of 930. So keep an eye on. This is one that to keep an eye on. Let me move this down here to the watch list here. EVR I. So now we want to watch and see if EVR I can hold a 9 EMA or if it's going to dump, right? So we want to see this hold. Right now it's going back and testing VWAP and the 9 EMA. You want to see it hold, get above 9 for some possible continuation. You can kind of start drawing your trend line a little bit over here. Like this a little bit right here. All right? So see if it can hold this trend line, get above $9 and continue up. And right here, Gogo is forming possible tweezer tops right here, 520-ish area. So guys, if you could have ran, you know, if you took a trade on Gogo, you could have used $5 as your stop. And, you know, that's a 20-cent move. That was a 20-cent move from the watch list that nobody was paying attention to because they're all looking at trade ideas. So for those that took advantage of this, nice move. Obviously, this is it. You know, pumped up, dumping right back down. So pattern's not looking so hot right now. Let's look at a 5-minute. Yep, so there you go. Right up, kind of reversal, shooting star-ish candle. Nasty looking shooting star. Pulling right back. So at this point, there's your kind of almost your middle finger right there, maybe forming an FU pattern. I'm gonna move EVR I over Gogo, and this one's interesting with EVR I. Again, you saw a possible setup for multiple possible breakouts on a daily, weekly, and monthly. This is one to keep an eye on to see if this maybe forms a possible an ascending triangle possibly. So we want to see this hold, get this 90 EMA to push up, get above that $9 range. It's still a little bit shaky right now. That's why I'm keeping it peripheral right now. I might put a 5-minute chart up instead. Yeah, so it's a little bit shaky right now. So you have kind of a doji candle up here. So, you know, possible reversal forming, but might turn into, you know, a bull pattern or so. We're going to just let this one shake out a little bit. I'm going to remove that trend line. NIO, let me take a look. Yeah, still, or by the way, with EVR I, just still keeping an eye on this one here. Again, this one may be forming an ascending triangle. We'll have to keep an eye on it. NIO, let's see what that one is doing. That one just dumped, huh? Let's see. High a day, right up here, 728. I don't like when TD does this. Sometimes their charts get a little bit wacky. Let's see. Is this it for NIO? 2-day chart? If so, I don't like that at all. Oh, it was an IPO yesterday? Okay. Let's look at GNC from earlier. Yeah, don't like that pattern. And EVR I is dumping right now, guys. So keep an eye on this one. Again, I kind of have this one off to the side. Might be forming, actually, you can see right here, head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Head and shoulders breaking down. Yeah, not looking so hot at the moment. So I'll keep that one off to the side right now. Put that on my other charts. Couldn't hold. So if you guys are new, let me show you that pattern again. So on EVR I, you can see a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, broke this neckline over here. Kind of right in here. So it's failing right over here. It doesn't mean it can't hold. Like, again, it may form, you know, watch it and see. You know, maybe it'll form an ascending triangle. Got to watch and see. If it can hold down here and move back up, maybe it'll form an ascending triangle. But at this point, it's got kind of a head and shoulders. And if you look at the 5-minute over here, you can see it had an evening star pattern right now with it. So you had the star pattern reversal down. See if it can hold and move up. That's why I just have it peripherally off to the side. What do we think of crypto stocks? Let me take a look at Mara. Oof. Mara's taking a beating. Ouch. Massive descending triangle. You know, you could get another pump at some point, but it's a bunch of garbaccio right now. Riot, let me see. Riot, bunch of garbaccio. Might have move, you know, it's got some possible reversal going here. You can see another descending triangle, bunch of garbage. Pump and dumps. But, I mean, maybe today, let me see, on the 5 minute. I mean, I don't know. So keep an eye still on this EVR I. So let me remove this trend line. So as you guys can see, maybe, like I was saying, keep an eye on it. Might be forming an ascending triangle. You know, keep an eye on it. These ascending triangles, they get a little bit hairy, right? They go up, they come back down, they go back up. So you got to see, obviously, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy up here. It's not like it's a very kind of messy ascending triangle. So right in here, you can get trapped by these wicks. So you have to be very careful with this one. Gogo might be intriguing. Let me pull up over here at Gogo again. So we were looking at this one earlier at open. So now, like I was showing you guys, if you're watching, it had a 20-cent move at open. Now I'm watching it here on a 5 minute. See if the 5 minute will hold the 9 EMA and possibly form a bull flag here. So we're going to keep an eye and see if it can hold this 9 EMA. Let me look at the 1 minute. So kind of head and shoulders, right? Kind of a head, left shoulder, right shoulder. So kind of head and shoulders-ish pattern. So we can draw our horizontal resistance right up over in here and draw. It's not looking so hot at the moment right now. I was just about to draw the lower trend line over in here, but now it's starting to fail. So put it right over there for right now. Not looking so great at the moment. Still has that head and shoulders. That's why you got to watch these patterns, guys, right? Remember I was saying, like I was keeping an eye on this 5 minute? You know, it's showing some weakness right now. That's why it's important. Get a good daily chart set up as well as a good 5 minute intraday, and then look at your entries based on a 1 minute. And EVR I still struggling. Yeah, look at this choppiness, guys, right? So again, still possibly forming an ascending triangle. It's just very shaky. And you can see how much volume. You know, it's like 370, not a ton. But just keeping an eye on this thing. This is just, I like the pattern, but I don't like the choppiness of it. So with Gogo, if you were to take a look at this one, you'd want to see a good 5 minute candle close right here above the 9 EMA for some possible continuation. Right now it's eh. Gern working on possible bounce. Let me take a look. Possible reversal forming. Got the between these 630s to 640 resistance area. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. Yeah, this is where it gets really shaky when you look at these charts, right? So you have right on the 1 minute, it's right near resistance areas at the moving average lines. And the 5 minute, not a lot of room right now. Possible tweezer bottoms forming, possibly. And then you have right in those 630 to 640 range. And right here, EVR I not looking so hot right now. It's feeling angular support over here. But if you look at EVR I as well, because I'm looking at another chart on another screen, On the 5-minute, it may be still holding, right? So it's looking shaky right now. So I'm still just keeping an eye on this thing because this has, you know, again, showing you guys, right? So you can see on the daily, this kind of a smaller chart, but you can see kind of a left shoulder head, right shoulder, so inverse head and shoulders. On a weekly, another left shoulder head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders on a weekly. And on a monthly, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. You have 3 inverse head and shoulders. So this thing may be wanting to break out, or you can almost say 1, 2, almost a triple bottom. So the patterns are all aligning right now on EVR I, but it's showing a little bit shaky right now. And it's starting to fail trend line. But, you know, again, the other thing too we can do is remove the drawing here, go to a 1 minute, and it's possibly forming a, right over in here, kind of like a, might be forming a pennant or symmetrical triangle-ish, right? You guys see this? So this is intriguing. Again, you have 3 possible chart setups that are showing possible breakouts. You have 3 inverse head and shoulders on the daily, weekly, and monthly. That could be a trap, right? This thing could completely dump, but needs to get above that $9 area, and obviously right in here could be shaky, right between this 903 to 910. You want to see it get above those areas, but keep an eye on it, right? So we'll see if it's going to fail this kind of symmetrical triangle pennant-ish area, or if it can get back up above that $9 area. Let me pull up GNC. Yeah, GNC is shaky right around that 350. Needs to get above that 360-ish area as well. So right in here. Kind of a cup pattern, maybe forming a cup and handle. But, yeah, see right on that 350 area in here. So maybe a cup pattern. Needs to get above 360, and if it can clear 360, next up would be, it needs to also get above that wick right over in there, that 369 area, then 379. So it's got a lot to contend with. Possible scalp, but if you guys look at EVR I at the 5-minute, still possibly, see, like that symmetrical triangle, it's shaky right now, right? You want to see a good confirmation on a 5-minute to push this thing up. This one just slowly doing its thing over here. Just seeing if there's anything else that's catching my eyes, guys. ABAC is hitting trade ideas. So ABAC is pumping right now. Let's take a look at the daily. History of pumping and dumping. Hitting trade ideas. And that's where you got to be careful, guys, especially if you're new listening right now. When something hits trade ideas is awesome. It picks up the momentum. But you have a very short period of time. You have to trade it and get in and get out. And that's where you see by the time it starts hitting over here, it gets really crazy. So you'll see it had a nice pattern, broke out, and now it's getting really shaky at the moment. So ideally you want to buy at support areas, right in here, and sell at resistance. So what happens is, like, the breakouts start to happen, it hits trade ideas, and these candles get a lot more messier and bigger over here, and the risk management gets a little bit crazier. So you got to ideally be watching these, and they usually have, you know, 1-2 plays, and then it, you know, typically there's a dump. But if you miss the play, like, or if it gets a little bit crazier like this, then you slow it down, go to a 5-minute, and see if there's a pullback, right? This is a crazy looking high wave-ish candle right now. So we'll keep an eye on ABAC. I'll put that off to the side. Let me see right here. Keep an eye on a 1 minute. It's got to contend with this high wave 1 minute candle right now. So it's getting a little bit hairy at this point. And right here, you can see over in EVR I, this one's still being shaky. You have a smaller 5-minute candle that you could risk on over here, but the pattern is still, it's still struggling. It needs to get above that $9 and continue upwards. Frac might be interesting. Let me see this one here. This one's been selling off today. It's on the watch list. Kind of has a triple bottom pattern right here. And just peripherally watching to see if this thing will go red to green. We can look at the daily here. Looking to see if it can get above that 1263 area, possible move up to that $13 range. Kind of has an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern going on here. So I was just peripherally watching that one. Yeah, let me pull up Gern right now. Needs to clear the 9 and the 13. Then it's got VWAP right up over in here on that 650s range. Let's look at the 1 minute. Double bottom on a 1 minute. If this continues, keep an eye on resistance around VWAP and 50 SMA. So it has a double bottom, broke out from the double bottom. See if this will continue up, and keep an eye on around that VWAP resistance right now. If you guys are watching Gern, keep an eye at VWAP resistance. So you had a double bottom breakout on the 1 minute right down here, bottom, bottom, breaking above. Watch if the moving average lines will cross. You have resistance at VWAP and then the 50 right here. GNC looks like it might be moving up. Let me see, hitting trade ideas. See if we can get above that 361 marker. Let me pull up GNC. So this one kind of has a cup and handle-ish, that 361 pattern, or 361 needs to clear that, then that 367-ish area. Let me clear the drawings on EVR I. This one's still, look at this one, huh? So this one's slowly trying to creep up over here. So it kind of has, that, again, that, let me do that 1 minute. Still has almost that pennant-ish pattern going on right now. You guys see this right over in here. So still keeping an eye on EVR I. Yep, keep an eye on GNC here. Possible cup and handle. See if it can break 361. And then you guys will see. Needs to clear this candle right here, that 371. And then also be aware of that 200 SMA right around that 378, 79 area. I'm going to move GNC over here. Somebody's asking about... Abraham says, what's your take on TLRY? Let's take a look. Oof. This one would scare me right away with these. This is a crazy looking chart. I don't like those doji candles. Those would scare me. Lots of these. It's really wacky looking chart, man. I don't like it. This is a scary looking chart. Keep an eye on this cup and handle right over here on GNC. You can see the handle formation possible right here. Cup, handle pullback, 361. Needs to clear that area here, 361 for a possible cup and handle formation. Doesn't mean it's going to break out, guys, right? You got to watch this, watch for confirmation. This is a 1 minute chart, maybe flagging, but this thing could easily dump right down as well. See if it can hold the 9 right here. If it can. And the 9 can push it up. It may be going for a breakout above 361. Got to watch and see if it can hold this 9 EMA. Got to find these patterns, guys. Very, very, very important. You'll hear me say it over and over and over. Creed, that's funny. Needs to get above 361. TLRD. Is that what you guys want? Not TLR. I'm all confused. TLRY? Oh, yeah, TLRD. Let me pull that one up. I see it hitting trade ideas right now. Yeah, look at that gap right there. Hold on. Whoop, don't want to do that. Don't want to make that mistake. All right. All right, so TLRD is in the gap right now. You can see some resistance right up in here. So TLRD is in a gap right now, right at that support area is at 28.45. Moving up on the hourly as well. 5 minute. Moving up as well there. And let's look at the 1 minute. So TLRD might be looking nice. Had an ascending triangle, kind of flat top break. And GNC broke out above that 361. And see that, guys? Look at that. I look away for a moment. Look, support and resistance, right? Where is it pulling back? Right at that 368 mark or right below it. Why is that? Well, look at your daily chart. And you will see right over in here, support and resistance. Guys, if you're new, If you haven't joined us yet, this is what we teach you every single day. Dan is teaching you all this stuff. We're teaching you this in our courses. Got to come and join us. It's all about support and resistance. Look, I was over here, wasn't even paying attention. You'll see GNC broke out right above here. Again, resistance. Broke out. Next resistance level, 368. Now you got to watch and see if it holds, right? Doesn't mean it's going to dump. You'll see a cup and handle. Broke out above 361, pulled back below that 368. Now you got to see if it forms a flag and can break out. If it does, right here, next up, it's broaching right now. Let's take a look at the daily. Next up would be right below that 200 SMA, that 378 to 379 range. If it can break above 370, look at 378, 379. TLRD right now, watch right here if you're interested on this one. See if it can, again, breaks out above this flat top, comes back, maybe forming a flag here. Watch this, see if it can go and break above and get above that 2877 range. Support right around that 2840s. There you go on GNC. Got to be careful, possible tweezer tops on a 1 minute. It's a bit overextended, Falcon. So again, if you're new, you want to get near support areas right around these moving average lines. When it gets way out here, it gets a lot riskier. Buy at support, sell at resistance. If you're in GNC, just be very careful right up here, right around this range up here, 377, 378 range. Yeah, I wouldn't buy out there either right now, Lon. I'd wait for a pullback. Well, look at that. Possible reversal. Look, gotta see, right around that 378 range. It's shaky right now. See if it can hold. Right at resistance. Right there, looking a little bit possibly shaky. TLRD still slowly creeping over here. Let me put I want to see GNC in a 5 minute right now, see what that's looking like. Yeah, this one's overextended. So it's right at that 200 SMA right now on the daily. If you look right over here, that black line, that 200 SMA. You do have a crossover on the daily, right? So this thing may be trying to do a reversal. Got to see right here. Again, needs to get above that, I'd say 380 area. I'm going to put it up to 380. Be safer. I want to see it clear that 380. Would I short it? Is that for TLRY? Let me see. It's just, I look at a chart like this and it's just, look at so many spinning tops and dojis everywhere that that would drive me too crazy. I wouldn't look at it. Just, it's not my style. I like more clear-cut patterns. I look at this and I say something's really fishy on this thing. Possible if you were to short it, you could use right up here, right around that 115. You could take, if you wanted to, let a daily candle form take a short below this doji candle using a close below that as your stop. Just be very careful. This is a really weird looking chart. GNC still struggling right around that 380 range. Just be aware, very overextended, guys. Kind of a spinning top, high wave candle-ish candle right on that 1 minute. It could still go and break. This may form an ascending triangle and break above 380. Just be careful. Still very overextended. See that? Support and resistance, guys. You guys see this? Look, rejecting right at that 380s. Now it's going back to 379. Doesn't mean it won't go up still. That's what I was saying. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Be careful. Now you got to watch and see if it can hold the moving average lines and get another setup again. But rejecting right below that 380-ish marker. Nibor says NLO, or is that NIO? Let's see. Oh, that thing again. Yeah, sorry, I don't even look at that stock. I can't look at that thing. Still looking at. I'm looking at frac on my other screen, seeing this thing possibly going. Possible red to green setup. Tweezer topping maybe on a 5 minute, but just keeping an eye on this one right here, guys, to see, you know, maybe the moving average lines will cross and form possible, you know, possible ascending triangle, right? Just keeping a peripheral eye on this one, see if it can go red to green, get above that 1260-ish range, and you'll see next up would be pretty much that, right below 13 bucks. As resistance, but you can see on the daily possible left shoulder head, maybe a right shoulder. This might be doing an inverse head and shoulders or a V bottom. If this can break, next up be right below that 50 SMA resistance. So these are things you also, again, like I was telling you earlier, you know, look at trade ideas and then look at our watch list. Sometimes you'll be, you know, nothing's really happening for a while, and then 45 minutes or an hour in, stock might go and break out and nobody's paying attention to it because it's, you know, only got a couple 100,000 in volume. But, you know, like I showed you with Gogo earlier this morning, you had a 20-cent move and nobody was really paying attention to it. Let's go back to GNC over here. Now it's getting a little bit. So this one right here, now you got to see it's kind of maybe doing this possible ascending triangle-ish. So I would just kind of just at this point kind of reset the drawings here. You can see right over in here, gave you a little shot, the 373, but right up, boom, boom, in and out. So this is where it gets a little bit shakier after the moves happen a lot. So now I would, me personally, I like to pull up a 5-minute chart and get a better 5-minute entry because you can see these candles are a lot bigger on a 5-minute. Yeah, so guys, we are doing a, Deanna's saying we're doing a Trend Spider webinar today. Let me show you guys this. I'll get you guys the link here. Trend Spider is awesome. We have Dan, the owner of Trend Spider, coming on to do a webinar for us later today. I'll get you guys the link. My bear, I have a 5-day, 5-minute. So for those of you guys that might be watching on YouTube, here is the link for Trend Spider. today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's the link. So yes, come and join us. Dan will be on. And for you YouTubers, here we go. That's the link for TrendSpider today. Come and join us. So yeah, we're doing a nice webinar today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Dan the Man from TrendSpider. Let me do this. Just up the. What if you don't have a Facebook account? Yeah, then you might have an issue getting on. We will be recording it, so if somebody doesn't catch it live, we'll probably post the replay later. No prob, Tony. Man, so EVR I might be still creeping. Let's take a look at this one. Remember I was telling you guys about that one earlier? Still keeping an eye on this one. This creeper right over in here. Got to get above that $9 marker, man. If that thing can get above and stay above that $9, that's be a nice pattern breakout. As you guys see, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So inverse head and shoulders on the daily. On the weekly, inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline above that $9. On the monthly, EVR I, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. This thing could have a chance to run if it will break out. Nice eye on that one. Actually, Angel, did you put that one on? Or that may have just been hitting the scanners today. But so this one's intriguing. So on GNC, you know, I'm looking for a possible pullback. See if this 9 EMA will catch up on a 5-minute and give a smaller candlestick to risk off of. Right now, it's, you know, struggled a little bit because it's overextended. But go back to EVR I. So as you can see earlier, it failed that bull pennant, but now I just would kind of reset and I would do this. Readjust the trend lines. Now this one may be, see, remember I was telling you, it may be forming an ascending triangle. It's just shaky right now, right? It can go either way. So you have resistance in these areas right up here, 9, 9.10, 9.30. I'd like to see it get it back above $9 and then clear that 9.10 area. So it's just, it's intriguing. I'm kind of peripherally looking at it, but man, if this thing can clear that 9, 9.10 area, this thing could have a chance. So if I were you guys, I would just have this one up peripherally, EVR I, on a side chart. You know, you can see it's just trading sideways like crazy right now. But remember, it has three inverse head and shoulders on both a daily, weekly, and monthly. It may dump, you know, it may not break out, it may dump, but if it breaks out, it may not be today. Maybe it's tomorrow or next day. You got to just keep an eye on this one. I would just don't sleep on this one. And Gern, what I was telling you guys about earlier, let's go back over to that one. Gern, I was saying be careful of VWAP. Still hasn't cleared VWAP. So at this point, Gern got to be careful because now it's got like this descending triangle-ish pattern. See that? Rejecting right down here, angular resistance, right below VWAP, can't clear VWAP. Now I got to watch and see if it can. Again, doesn't mean it can't get another pop, but at this point, it's just not looking so hot. Kind of descending triangle-ish pattern. Later, Ben. Have fun. Creed. EVR I still creeping. I'm going to put this. I want to still keep an eye on EVR I over here. This one's just slowly creeping. You guys see this here? Slowly creeping. Look at that. Right below $9. Moving average lines possibly crossing here on the 1 minute. See that $9 range. You want to see that thing hold. I still don't love the pattern, but you know, it may, again, keep an eye on it to form possible ascending triangle. That $9 is a very key area right now. Yes, it will be, Ken. Guys, give me a couple minutes. I will be back in maybe 5 minutes or so. I'll be right back. All right, I am back, guys. Can you guys hear me okay? On Zoom. Does TrendSpider. Cool. All right, cool. Awesome, I'm back. I want to make sure I'm not having technical sound issues, as always. Awesome. All right, so EVR I slowly creeping here, guys. Slowly creeping, but you got to be careful right here. Again, this one could get shaky and do a yo-yo effect. You want to see it hold that $9 area. So again, you can kind of draw your trend line right over in here. Right, so kind of right up in here. So here's angular support. So you can see it needs to get above $9 in that 9-10 area. So it might get shaky and yo-yo around a little bit in here. Just keep an eye on it because it could form a double top up in here, right? So if you look at a 5-minute, you want to be careful. It could go up and double top and fail as well. So again, this is one to definitely keep an eye on. You can see it's kind of going, breaking out, coming back down. A little bit shaky. Let's take a look at NIO. Creed is talking about it. And it kind of has almost a symmetrical triangle-ish, or a pennant pattern. It needs to get above $8 right here. Let's look at the daily. Oh yeah, that's the IPO. Sorry guys, I don't like these ones when I don't have a history of like support and resistance. It's just not my style. I'm so ingrained with patterns. I like to see, you know, whole chart setups. Like again, an EVR I like to see a history of, okay, inverse head and shoulders, you know, inverse head and shoulders, cup and handle as well. So me personally, I don't like it when I see a chart like this. It makes my head spin. But doesn't mean you can't trade it. Just for me personally, I don't like it. CCAN, I don't know. That's a Dan question, to be honest with you. Sorry about that. Dan's more of our techie person. GNC, let's pull up GNC here. So go to the 5-minute. So I was watching for a 5-minute hold here. You can see 380 resistance. Pattern still, you draw your trend lines right up in here. So it's kind of in this rising wedge pattern, kind of smack dab in the center of it. You guys can see EVR I is struggling right now. So right now it's kind of got a double top pattern. Still kind of riding that angular support. Needs to hold that $9 area. But again, watch, if it does form an ascending triangle, you'll see those are like a yo-yo looking style, right? You know, up and down, up and down. So it needs to get now above that 9-10-ish area. GNC has the moving average lines trading sideways right now. You want to see them cross and push price out and get above that 380 marker. You guys can see kind of right here, right? This rising wedge-ish pattern or upper rising channel up here. EVR I might be getting some signs of life. So see, right, up, coming down, up, down. Maybe it'll form a flat top. You can see right over in here. This area right here as well, right? Kind of in here. So you guys can see it's just slowly building. Keep an eye on EVR I. There it goes. It needs to get above that 910. Careful, might be forming a doji on a 1 minute. Oops, come on. You guys see it possibly building an ascending triangle. Needs to get above that 910 area. If 910 breaks, you want to see that hold. See, it's struggling right below it right now. I'm just looking at some of the other ones peripherally, guys, that are not looking so hot. Looking at Gern, Gogo, Blinn. Lots of similar patterns. If you look at Gern, Blinn, and Gogo, they're all ugly looking today. Basically descending triangles. AGI, descending triangle. Oh, let's take a look at PNGX. That one's hitting trade ideas. PGNX. Alright, so it's got kind of an inverse head and shoulders-ish pattern. Let me slow it. Go to a 5 minute. This nasty looking high wave candle right up in here. So you have kind of a gap right at the base of this high wave in that 648-ish area. Weird looking pattern. These ones get a little bit difficult. You can see kind of a flat top forming. This one kind of broke out, but it's still like just slowly grinding with all those little spinning top candles. And you can see EVR I just slowly grinding. Struggling right now, so again, watch this angular support area. It's struggling right at that $9. Looking at ONCS. ONCS kind of has a cup and handle-ish pattern. Man, that chart is choppy. 158, some resistance. Kind of a double bottom cup, maybe handle. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it kind of has a cup and handle on a daily as well. cup and handle-ish right over in here. You can see probably 160 resistance area. So just looking at the pattern, you can see cup, kind of handle, maybe trying to hold the 9 if it can. You can see this one, 160 to 165-ish area right in this area here. I was just looking at that one. It was hit and trade ideas. So now let's see OLED. Triple top failure. 1, 2, 3. 3 top. Kind of that. Right. Come on. There we go. Right in here. Kind of triple top failure. You can see it's filling. And kind of in here and right in this area here. So you see, kind of can see a triple top possible failure here. Let's take a look at the hourly. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Kind of feeling that $12 marker. Or no, 112. Oh, that one could drop. So OLED on the 5 minute right now kind of has this descending triangle-ish pattern. On the hourly, kind of another one. This one's really selling off. Also this area of resistance right in that. $120-ish range. So see if this will get a bounce. If this can reject below here on the 5 minute. Are you looking at OLED for a short? Who was just posting that? Signet? Let's look at the a little bit wide of a bid-ask spread. Some open interest, a little bit. This one's a little bit shakier. So guys, just to show you guys, as you can see, this is where you're just looking at other, right? Everything is all about support, resistance, patterns, and finding these patterns. And you can see, again, like we're looking at small cap pump and dump stocks, but then we can go over to bigger ones, and we're looking for the same type of patterns, right? You can see top, 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 kind of a triple top, possibly failing. So this is a possible triple top failure. Starting to fail the moving average lines on the daily. You can see some support around that 115 area. Looking at the hourly, you can see it's starting to fail this area here, but it might get a bounce up. If it gets a bounce up, right, let's look at the 5 minute. This might get a bounce up and do a reversal, right? So it might get a reversal up. If this can reject and fail down, it's a possible short or put entry. The open interest, it was okay. The bid-ask spread was like, I think 30 cents or more. So it's a little bit, it's not as tight as I'd like to see it, but. And you can see over in here, EVR I still struggling, right? Still holding angular support, but it's kind of doing a double top right now, but also maybe a cup and handle. And it also might be forming an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder head, right shoulder. So this might be another inverse head and shoulders on top of the daily, on top of the weekly, on top of the monthly. So gotta just keep an eye on EVR I, guys. Gern is dumping on that descending triangle. It's failing previous close. AGI doing the same thing. GNC might be moving up. Let's take a look at GNC. So GNC still in this rising wedge pattern. Next up, 380 marker. Moving average lines crossing on a 1 minute. So keep an eye on this one right here. See if it can break above that 380-ish marker. I'd keep an eye on 4 boxes resistance as well if it can break above 380. Look at this on EVR I. Don't keep an eye on this. 910 marker. It's maybe forming what I was saying. Possible ascending triangle. You're not seeing 3-year chart on what? On the daily? Creed? I should have it on a 3-year daily. My, oh, shit. Did this reset on me, man? No wonder why I'm having it. Summon and Bacha. That should have been a 3-year. You know what? I have it on my other. That's good call, Creed. No wonder why my charts have been messy. Son of a gun. That's the problem when you add a bunch of charts on TD. And good call. Thank you, Creed. No wonder why I was all messed up. You know, let me go back over to my other chart. Let me see. Yeah. So I think I saved it wrong when I created a new one. Thanks for looking out, Creed. Which one was I just looking at? EVR I. GNC. That one's still... Yeah, so EVR I, again, still keeping an eye on it, still showing some shakiness, just watching to see if it does that ascending triangle. $9, really important support, needs to get above 910, then look at 930. Thank you, Jerry, for crying out loud. I had it on the other ones. I just create so many darn charts, and I try to show you guys a couple at a time where I'm not just showing one. So now I just kind of moved it to one because I'm going to wrap it up in 10 or 15 minutes or so. But when watching during the morning and stuff, I like to show you guys a couple at a time. Just makes it easier. What are you guys liking right now? What are you guys looking at? I'm looking at Gern descending triangle, Blinn descending triangle, Go descending triangle, or Gogo. AGI kind of a descending triangle. GNC might be still trying to hold. Keep an eye on EVR I. It's looking shaky right now. Possibly. Looking at a pop on Twitter. Let's take a look at Twitter. possible pop here. This was look at the hourly. Yeah, right. Keep an eye on that. It's an inverted hammer right on the hourly. Keep an eye on some resistance around that 30-50s range. If you can get above that, might get a pop. Let's look at the 5-minute again. Possibly. I'd like to see a cleaner looking chart. Oh, that's what I want to look at today. I want to look at Facebook. Facebook's at, you can see kind of this, I don't even know what you want to call this thing. This is a wacky looking chart. It's like almost a reverse, like picture turning this around and it's like a reverse descending triangle. Very weird looking chart. But you can see 160, very important support area. So if the buyers can come back in here on the daily, might have a possible double top pattern, or double bottom, I mean. So you can see maybe a double bottom forming on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. So you guys can see the trend line going right here. Buyers came back in here, here. Now we want to see if they're going to come back in over here. If so, it's got a room for a possible pop. But I'd like to see some confirmation. Right now it's looking shaky. So it's almost like a reverse, odd-looking descending triangle going back the other way, but possible double bottom forming. So gotta watch and see if buyers will come back in and give it another pop. It's on NIO. Let's take a look again. And there goes NIL. Right here, there was a nice little 1-minute pull or 5-minute pullback right here, right above that, right below that 850 marker. $9, got to get above $9 now. So careful again if you're new, don't buy at top of flagpoles. In this gap, this is crazy now. Crazy. Creed, thanks for looking out, buddy. No wonder why my chart was all wacky. So $9 support. Let's look at the hourly. This could go. Oh. It's got a lot of room to run, guys. But be very, very, very careful. Yeah, good call on EVR I. See that? Guys, I look away. My whole point being, right? You're all looking over here at EVR I. Good call. Who just said that? Sore fingers. See that, guys? I was watching. Now it's above 910. $930's next up. 918 now. You're welcome. That's why I was telling you guys, when everybody's distracted by everything else, I haven't seen trade ideas hit. Oh, now here it is, hitting trade ideas now, EVR I. Now we sit back and watch and see what happens. You guys see how this was slowly building? I was showing you guys this all morning. Slow. Now it hits trade ideas. It's got to be careful of that 930 area. So 910, right around here, support. Resistance, be careful up around 930. So on a 1 minute, see if this will hold, form a flag, or if it's going to go back and retest the 9-10 area. And even if it fails, guys, keep EVR I on your watch and see what it does. You know, if it doesn't do something today, keep an eye on it, guys, because remember I was showing you there are, again, we're going to go over and over and over on this. EVR I. Hourly is a little bit crazy right now. Kind of a cup pattern, but maybe a cup and handle. But look at the daily, right? Daily. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, right? On the weekly, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. On the monthly, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. Once EVR I, if it does decide to break out, it has 3 inverse head and shoulders on the daily, monthly, and weekly. So this is one to definitely keep an eye on and watch. You guys are all talking about NIL. Let's see. So keep an eye on, I'm going to look at NIO. Watch out for 930 resistance on EVR I if it goes up that high. Dang. Congratulations on you guys that are playing NIO right now. Got to be careful. Like, so you got to watch right over in here. Will it make $10? I mean, you got to watch the patterns, right? Very, very important. We're up here at $10. You can see very overextended at the moment. You just have to be careful, guys. If you're new, when you start buying way out in here, you know, you got to slow it down. You can see just very overextended right now. Had your flag right here in a 1 minute. Boom. Now you got to be careful up in here. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Yeah, careful, right? See that? Nasty. Look at that. Nasty. That's why, newbies, if you're listening, don't buy because someone's pumping it. Patterns, 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 patterns. Now it's forming like a shooting star pattern on a 5 minute. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Don't buy at resistance and then cry down to support. Creed, that's funny. Ouch. As Austin Powers would say, ouch, baby. Real ouch. And there you have it. Team, there you have it. Right, Dan? There's your nice little middle finger. There you go. Put your finger right up to the screen. Turn your hand around right there. Put it up to the screen right on the 1 minute. And that's giving you the big old middle finger. Timber. Nice job, Awesome. Awesomus Maximus. So there you go. There's your kind of your head and shoulders-ish pattern. You have your head up here, left shoulder. Now you'll see if it gets a bounce up for a right shoulder. But there you go. So guys, again, if you're new and you're seeing this, you buy at support, sell at resistance. Here's where the new traders got trapped. Right up here. Right up here. See this? If you're new, pay attention. Ah, come on. Remember, some chat room or some guru probably made a buttload of money on this, pumping it up, and then their followers said, oh, this guru and this awesome guy or gal just made a ton of money in their brokerage account, so let me buy it. And then they buy at resistance, and then they start crying on the way down, right? They buy at resistance, and they sell at support. Gurus and chat rooms and the top dogs. If I was a guru, I'd buy at support, pump it up to you guys, sell way out here, and leave you bag holding out here. Boom, boom, right? That's what happens right here. Nice high wave, nasty looking candle right here. Nasty. Ouch. Do I make you profits, baby? Austin Powers. Should I stock pump to you today or not? I don't know, Scott. I could do my Austin Powers. I think my Dr. Evil voice is better than that. Should I do my Austin Powers or? That is a nasty looking high wave candle. I don't like it. All right, so that's what I got for you guys today. That's nasty. That's ugly looking. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Over and over and over again. And so those you YouTubers today that had a freebie, some of you guys are like, where'd the Bullish Bears go? I haven't seen them for a while on YouTube for free. Oh my gosh, what happened? Where did they go? Well, we gave you a few weeks to upgrade and you didn't do it. So, good news is you can still come and join us. Again, if you haven't joined us, here's a few of these. Let me show you guys a few things over here. So actually, number one, if you're on Facebook, we are... Creed says, stock pumping is bad. There you go. Here's my dot. I'll do my... Hello, guys. Stock pumping is very bad. I don't like it. It's called a Belgian dip. Or buy it a dip. So anyways, go... where was I just showing you guys here? TrendSpider. So, if you're on Facebook, TrendSpider, Dan the Man is going to be on, the owner of TrendSpider, in about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Should be an exciting webinar. So we shall see you guys in a little while. And we will, again, see you guys in a bit. So iRoar says, before you go, where do you think AMD will go? Let's take a look. AMD. Oof, nasty looking double top right there. Bam, bam. Right? Double top failure. Bada boom. Let's do high day 34.14. Possible double bottom. Kind of a descending triangle. Look at the daily. Oof, nasty looking possible shooting star pattern on the daily. If this fails, again, guys, right? If you're new, everybody's saying, oh my gosh, AMD, amazing. Let me buy, right? Remember, AMD is so overextended right now. You have a possible shooting star. This is resistance, right? So this one, you know, it's rejecting right up here at 34 bucks. If it falls, doesn't mean it won't go up long term, right? But, you know, buy at support. Sell at resistance levels, take your profits, watch for a pullback, right? See if it'll pull back right now. This is a little bit scary, possibly forming a shooting star. Let's look at the weekly, monthly. Yeah, watch for a pullback. So iRoar, right now I'd want to see what's going to happen. Wait for a daily candle to form. Right now, it's looking like a possible shooting star, so we'll see. Again, we never predict it, right? You got to look at support and resistance, right? So this could fake you out right now and keep going. So again, support, resistance, go over and look at the patterns intraday. Could it fall? Absolutely. Could the buyers come in? Absolutely. So you got to look at support and resistance. Patterns, 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 patterns. So you can kind of draw your trend lines. Kind of right up in there a little bit. So yeah, could it fall? Absolutely. It's rejecting at the top of the channel. Could it fall down to 31? Sure. Got to watch. All right, so going back to you freebies on YouTube or anybody watching the replays. Again, we have our Trend Spider in about 2 hours, right? So 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and join us. Again, if you haven't joined us on Facebook yet, come over here. We have an awesome group, guys. We are the Bullish Bears. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, lurking, spying on us, whatever you're doing, we call ourselves the stock market community just to differentiate ourselves from our fan page. Yeah, actually, you could put it. Actually, let's do this. Let me go back to the Trend Spider right here, guys. Just go over to our Facebook group right here. You'll see the Trend Spider webinar posted right at the top. So, again, if you haven't joined us yet, we have lots of members, over 32,000 members. EVR I, yes, it is still moving up. Keep an eye on it, guys. 930 resistance. We keep the spammers, the trolls, the garbage out. Our mods are awesome. If any of you guys are listening, shout out for keeping all the pumpers, all the political nonsense out, all the fighting. It's all gone. We keep it all out. So great place to come join us if you want to learn the stock market. Also, like and follow our fan page over here. We have lots of good content, some funny memes to break things up for you guys as well. So we give content and memes, and we try to be funny. I got this mouse that has a little button on the side, and it just went back to Trend Spider. So I guess that's where it wanted me to show you guys again. I'll post the link. Here's the Trend Spider. Trend Spider webinar. And so, yeah, so that we have the webinar coming up on our website here. You guys will see, for you YouTubers, we have a day trade room, a swing trade room, a futures room. So again, we have a huge community of support on Facebook. We have great communities of support in our trade rooms. People like Melrod and Rose, rocking it in the swing trade futures room, always trying to help and give back. And again, guys, when I end this stream, right, you know, our trade rooms are still open. People are still chatting and talking anytime, you know, 24/7. So, you know, if you're a member of our community, talk with other people in here, right? It's a good place to just BS, get to know people, have fun, banter, try to keep things loose, right? So again, we have our trade rooms. We do our watch list every day with our trade alerts, our trade alert setups. Guys, like I keep telling you, don't sleep on our trade alerts. We'll just look right here. I'll just pull up last week's results right here, and you guys will see 93%, right? Incredible job. Everybody's looking for stocks to trade, and every week right here, our lowest week was like high 70s, I think, that we've ever done. But we're consistent in the 80s or 90s, right? So we send these alerts out every night. Guys, look, if you're not paying attention to these, you're missing out big time. We're sending you alert levels. We're sending you the trigger levels, and we're giving you notes on what to look for, right? We love trade ideas. We highly recommend trade ideas. We use it in conjunction with our alerts, but you guys will see, I showed Gogo earlier that had a 20-cent move at the open you could have had when nobody was paying attention to it. So you'll see, again, these, you know, Fridays are typically more of the not as great days because there's not much time to run. But, you know, swing trade for the, you know, and this one had a $1 move on the swing trade. You'll see a $1 move on GAMP, 36 cents, 11 cents, 16 cents. You know, you'll see up in here. Sometimes you have a dollar move, 30 cents, 70 cents, 14. Again, when you're day trading, what are you looking to make? You're not looking to make a dollar in every trade day trading. You're looking to make 10, 15, 20 cents. So if a stock moves 70 cents or 60 cents and you can make 10, 15, 20 cents on it, that's a great move, right? So don't sleep on our watch list, guys. Very, very, very important. So we do our trade alerts, our watch list. We give you notes every day on what to look for. And we're not a stock pumping service. We're not going to call entries and exits out to you. If we did, we would have called out NIO. Right? The easiest thing, guys, I'm going to go back and I'll probably shout into my mic and people will say, don't yell, and I'll wake up Bella Bear's baby. But at this point, it's the easiest thing we could have done this morning, guys. This is what we could have done. Here's what we've done. I guarantee other people doing this. Call out a trade when we're in NIO, and then you guys get screwed up here, right? Hey, guys, I'm in NIO up here. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. You got the delay. Boom, you're a newbie getting trapped. Screwed, right up in here. That's where you're getting nailed, right over in here. We're not stock pumpers, guys. If you are looking for a hand up and to learn the stock market, that's what we're doing each day. We're teaching you. We're not pumping stocks. Man, it would be so much easier, right? So much easier to just call out and pump up trades to you guys, right? It'd be so much easier. We buy a trade, you buy us when we sell it, right? So we buy it, pump it up, pump up our brokerage accounts, and then you guys are left bag holding. That's what happens, guys. But if you want to come in and you want to learn each day, you'll see all day, all morning long, just calling out support and resistance, teaching you guys, showing you things to look for, trend lines, all that good stuff. Then come and join us, right? We opened up the stream for you guys today so you guys can get a little sneak peek. And so, yeah, we have trade rooms, watch us, alerts. Each day, Trade Ideas is our scanner of choice. We do post the morning gappers every morning here, so come and take a look here on our Trade Ideas screen. We also, for our members, we do a try it before you buy it, so you can kind of see our scanner before you buy it. When you have the budget available, then pick up your own copy of Trade Ideas. We have thousands of dollars worth of courses, so if you're new, just come over here and take our courses. If you look in these courses too, you'll see down, actually right over in here, you'll see we have a bunch of free content, and then we have some stuff for some other videos that are private content. So for those that are deluxe yearly members that upgrade to deluxe and are yearly members, you'll get a whole private members only content feature right up under here. You'll see members only videos. So if you're a yearly subscriber to our service, many of you guys that were grandfathered in, you guys still have access, but all this other private content back here, right? So if you upgrade to our yearly service, you'll gain access to all of it over in here, right? How to draw trend lines, how to trade candlesticks, how to trade reversals, how to do read stock charts, how to create a watch list, our scanner settings. Guys, you want to know our scanner settings? Here it is right here. Right here. You want to copy this link right here? There's our Trade Ideas link. You become a yearly member. There's our link to our scans right there. Boom. All in our back office. Ebook too. So we have a candlesticks ebook. We have our wallpaper background. So we give you all this good stuff, guys. You can just click subscribe right over here and become a member. We would love to have you. And for those of you guys watching for free on YouTube today, won't be happening tomorrow. All right, guys, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you in a little bit on the Trend Spider webinar. See you all later. Enjoy.